Shanti. Welcome to those of you who are here live with me, and also warm greetings to those of you tuning in later through the YouTube video. The final weekend of the month has become a system for us now in the BK world as the Global Bhatti Weekend. And the meaning of a bhatti is a furnace or a kiln where you bake certain clay items. And the idea of the bhatti is something which Baba started off right since the beginning, where he says that you need some space for like a retreat. You need to have some dedicated time. If on one side, of course, we don't always get dedicated time, so we got to grab some minutes here, some minutes there. That's good. But Baba says you're also going to need some dedicated time. And that dedicated time is known as a bhatti. And with a bhatti, you're setting aside everything else for a period of time, 1 hour, 2 hours, however long you can. And you're dedicating to your practice. And in this morning's blessing, Baba is saying to us that children, practice your concentration. So in today's yoga commentary, in this bhatti, we're going to practice our concentration. And one of the ways in which Baba and the daddies used to practice their yoga is they would have some sort of a drill, some sort of a practice, and everyone then does that same drill together for a number of minutes, and then they move into another drill. You'll notice that this was something which was a feature of Baba's Murlis. If you watch the videos, some of you would have also been there live. And Baba will set a drill and everyone will practice that together. And Baba might do that for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You'll also all remember that on Mama's day also, Mama was taking the group through a drill of being a soul in the soul world. She was saying we've got to break the attachment to our body, to all the bodily relations. So in this way, Mama is also taking us through those drills. And I was listening to one of Suryabai's classes last year, and he was sharing that in the downtime they had in Madhuban back in the 80s and the 90s, then they'd have certain weeks where there were no retreat groups in Madhuban. And Daddy Prakash Mani would say, right, tomorrow let's all get up at 2 a.m. And she would conduct the meditation 2 a.m. till 5 a.m. And she would do it in 15-minute drills. So she would say, for this 15 minutes, let's sit in the soul world. Then the next 15 minutes, let's sit in the subtle region, in the angelic form. And that's how she used to lead the meditation as well. So they tend to do it that way. So let's do that today. So we'll sit for about, yes, sister?
Yeah, please. Please, my brother, I would like to ask you one question. Concentration is the very first step of meditation. It's not the
I think
actually,
it's we work towards, I think.
huh?
I think we are working towards our concentration.
Okay, no, but I mean, it is the mean to be in meditation. We need concentration, or it is meditation who leads to concentration.
It is meditation that leads to concentration.
Okay.
So with concentration, it's something that's to do with the power of the soul. And what we find is that by the time we've reached Baba, we don't have any controlling power anymore over the mind.
Mhm.
And so the mind is just creating thoughts, and the mind is actually influenced by the sense organs. and the mind is influenced by the old sanskars. So in our meditation practice, we are once again training the mind again. And we're beginning to take control of the mind again. We're changing our relationship with the mind again. So I would say, brothers and sisters, don't worry if you can't concentrate too much. Initially, the concentration might only be for 1 second, 2 seconds. That's good. And then from 2 seconds, we build up to 3 seconds, 3 seconds to 5 seconds, like this. So we're accumulating concentration. My experience over the years has been that the concentration of the mind is also linked with the healing of the heart. So as our heart becomes, we had these murlis, do you remember in the last 2 months on a Sunday, where Baba said, clean your heart, clean your subconsciousness. Because what happens is that the subconsciousness is filled with so many traumas, so many feelings, so many other things from this life and also maybe from previous lives. Dedi Jenki used to say that the subconscious mind is in between the mind and the heart. And as soon as something goes into the heart, it gets filled into the subconsciousness. And once it's imprinted in the subconsciousness, it's very difficult to forget. Because again and again, it just keeps coming in the mind. For example, if you took some sort of insult into yourself, you find it very difficult to forget this insult. You will be burning inside yourself. Why did they think like this? Why did they say this? So what Baba is saying to us is, children, you're actually just concentrating like through force. It won't really heal the soul deeply. Baba's looking for really deep transformation inside. So as I've shared with you before, my experience has been that we have to use the points of knowledge to change our patterns of thinking and our outlook. And you'll remember that last Sunday's Murli, it was on outlook, the power of perception. And then you have some Murlis, like we had that one before about cleaning the heart. I think that was the Holy Festival Murli from 2000. And Baba was saying to us that, children, you have to become a holy swan. And a holy swan has a clean heart. But in like in body consciousness, in just ordinary language, when we say clean heart, we mean absence of selfish motive, or like we mean someone who means well. But what Baba means by clean heart, he actually means emptying the subconsciousness completely of all of the alloy. So that takes some time. And so my experience is feelings, they don't change through knowledge. We know, like our head understands the Murli much more quickly than our feelings change. So my experience has been that my heart is like maybe 5 to 10 years behind my head. So in my head, I know what I got to do. And actually, even if we are not BKs, there's many things we know we should be doing. But to actually change feelings, my experience is it takes yoga, remembrance of Baba. And you have to wake up for Amrit Vela, very important within this. So at Amrit Vela, I just present myself to Baba, and then we've done some sessions on writing to the mind, writing letters to Baba. So these things are just important, sharing with Baba, developing the communication, and then it's Baba that heals us. Baba's love that heals us. And so my experience has been that it's yoga that begins to change feelings. And it takes some time. I would say I've seen quite a big change. Like it's like cleaning. And then last 5 years, I've noticed a bigger change within my feelings. So it's like, yeah, everyone is different, like no comparison really. We have some BKs, they had a very traumatic previous life, can be traumatic childhood, traumatic marriages, traumatic others, many other situations. So every Brahmin is coming to Baba with a different story, a different set of experiences. Some people, they also react to traumas differently. Everyone is very different. So, and then other people, it can be even from past lives, you see. So in this life, like they got nothing, like everything is perfect, nothing is a problem, but they are coming damaged, you see, from past lives. Other souls, maybe they healed in a past life. So they had all the traumas, but sometimes maybe they were even BK in their past life. So they already have healed some things. They are more ready. So Baba says, don't look at others. Don't compare with others. Nothing to do with anyone else. Be introspective. You and Baba must work together. So my experience has been just yoga doesn't work. Just knowledge doesn't work. So this is what Baba is saying in today's movement. You must have both. You must have the knowledge and you must have the yoga. And as the yoga does work, sometimes because we have a bhakti mentality, we are expecting everything instant. And we are in instant, like science has also given us many things instantly. Like before, if you wanted to wash your clothes, like 100 years ago, you wanted to wash your clothes, you are going to the river with stones, like it will take you all day to wash your clothes and dry your clothes and then. Now we just put in the machine, it just does it. We don't have to do it. So what's happened is science has given us this mentality that we should be able to get things without making much effort, and we should be able to get things instantly. This can deceive us in Raja Yoga because we moved out of the mentality of sadhana. And sadhana does not mean convenience. It means spiritual endeavor. You're not actually thinking about the result. You are enjoying the spiritual endeavor. And so what happens is Baba is saying, I'm going to help you clear thousands of years of burden. And you just want everything done in one day. You did 1 day of yoga. Baba, why is it not gone? Why you did 1 week? Oh, why is it not gone? And Baba is saying thousands of years. So you, even if you can do in one lifetime, you did well. Because like we saw with Baba and Mama, senior daddies, they managed to do in one lifetime. That's great, it's possible. But like that takes a lot of yoga to do that. So you don't have that mentality of everything should just happen. But begin to enjoy just having the yoga. So then what happens is the healing, it begins to lighten the mind because as the heart is becoming clean, the subconsciousness is becoming clean, the heart is healing, the mind is naturally happy. So Baba says, I don't give you happiness. Actually, the soul is the embodiment of peace, your Om Shanti. The soul is the embodiment of happiness. The soul is blissful. The question is actually, if the soul is originally peaceful and the soul is originally peaceful, the question should be, why are you not feeling peaceful? Why are you not feeling happy? And the answer is because of this burden. That's why. So what happens is the mind, as the heart is healed and the subconsciousness is cleaned, it returns back to its original peacefulness. You see? This is what Baba is trying to explain to us. Don't ask for peace. Don't ask for happiness. You are originally like that. It is the necklace around your neck, but you are looking outside for this peacefulness because you are avoiding the healing. And this is why knowledge and yoga together, this will heal the soul, serve the soul. So my experience is it's not about like forceful concentration, but it's more like just sitting with Baba. And initially, Baba says, just praise Baba, talk to Baba, begin to create lots of pure thoughts. And so you're using knowledge to train your mind how to think. Then practice just holding the thought. So we're going to do this in today's commentary now. And don't worry if other thoughts are coming into your mind, just gently guide your mind back into commentary, into the drill. Remember, the mind is not used to being still. And for many centuries, you have been requiring your mind to chase everything, to make you have love. Go and get me love. Go and make me happy. Go and make me peaceful. So this is how you've been training the mind. Go and do that. And now you're telling the mind, be still. It's very unusual for the mind. So this is one. It will take a bit of time. And we are going to practice this now in this commentary. So firstly, just sit comfortably. Always first step, make the body comfortable. In Raj Yoga, we don't force anything. Nothing is forceful. We just begin to just relax, make sure any tension is removed. And Baba says, take your mind firstly into your seed of the soul. Remind yourself there are two parts to you. You have the physical self, and you also have your spiritual self. And you are a soul, the seed. This body is like a tree that has emerged from the seed of the soul. Initially, it was just like tiny little fetus, like tiny little thing. And then the soul entered the tiny little fetus and it grew like a tree. So the brain is like the roots of the tree, the spine and the torso is like the trunk of the tree. The arms are like the arms and the legs, they're like the branches of the tree. And the toes and the fingers, they're like the sub-branches, the small branches, twigs and things. So begin to stabilize yourself in your seed stage. I, the soul, and the seed. It is like a reverse tree, upside down tree. The seed is at the top and the rest of the tree. And you were planted into your mother's womb. And this big tree grew over time. But we know it's like a rule of nature, isn't it? Something grows and then decays. It's just the rule of nature. So Baba said that it's only the soul that's eternal. So for this first 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to just stabilize in this seed stage of the soul, seated in your immortal throne of the forehead. You are connected with the roots in the brain, but you are eternal. You are a traveling actor. Ultimately, you are a guest in this body. You are a trustee of this body. But you can't take this body with you. So you are beyond everything, ultimately. So for this next number of minutes, we'll practice one thought to concentrate. I am an eternal soul seated on my immortal throne. I am an eternal soul seated on my immortal throne. And I'm not going to put music on my side because it can sound odd through Zoom. But if you wish to have some music on your side, you are most welcome to. But inside, use very slow thinking. Train your mind to think slowly. I am an eternal soul. And concentrate your mind on the soul. seated on my seated on my immortal throne. And so turn the attention of the mind to the seat of the forehead, the seat of the brain. And then stretch that thought. So create the thought and then stretch the thought. Try and then hold that thought for 2 seconds, 5 seconds. And if your practice is greater, then maybe you could try and hold it for 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes. And we'll just do this for 5 minutes. If your practice is less, or at the moment you're going through many other things, then you might not be able to concentrate for very long. No problem. Just keep creating the thought and holding the thought, bringing your mind back into this space. We'll do this for 5 minutes. Now let's add in one more line. I am an eternal soul seated on my immortal throne. I am the seed of this body. So I am an eternal soul seated on my immortal throne. I am the seed of this body. Now let's add another practice. Visualize Bat Dada coming and sitting in front of you. The angelic form of Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba, the incorporeal father, sitting in his forehead. So in the forehead, two very powerful lights, the sun of knowledge and the moon of knowledge. And visualize yourself as a lucky star of knowledge. So Bap Dada are in front of you, they're giving you drishti, and you can feel the powerful light of the sun of knowledge, the moon of knowledge, and you are in the awareness of being a lucky star of knowledge. And we'll practice this for 5 minutes. Now we'll move to our next drill. Taking drishti from Bapdada, we look into Baba's eyes and we can see all the three worlds. With Bapdada, it's as if they inhabit all three worlds at once. They can be with us, they can be in the subtle region, and they can be in the soul world. It feels like all at the same time. And whenever we look into Baba's eyes, Daddy Janki used to say that we get the signal to go beyond. Let's go up above. And this is what Mama was saying to us on Mama's Day. Practice being a soul in the soul world. So this is our next drill for the next 5 minutes. Taking the Baba's Drishti, we begin to go up above with our mind. We take ourselves to our sweet silence home, the soul world, Nirvana. In Nirvana, the elements are different. It's not the physical elements of this world, but Nirvana is made up of the element of silence. Silence is a substance in that world. The substance of purity, the substance of light. And it's that silence, that purity, that light that envelops me. It forms like a case around me. So I, the soul, feel comfortable in that element. It's become normal for me to be in the elements of matter down here, the elements of the nature down here. And so my mind sometimes has to get comfortable again with the elements of silence, purity, and that spiritual light. So I take myself with my mind, the vehicle of the mind, up to the soul. And I allow myself to just sit in that silence. Let that silence just come over me. Let that purity come over me. It's all around. It's up above, down below, behind me, in front of me, to my right, to my left. There's silence, there is purity, and there's light. We'll spend 5 minutes in that room. And let's add into that. We know that the soul world is the place where Shiv Baba lives. Shiv Baba is the ocean of love. And so we concentrate our mind on Shiv Baba. Baba wants us to get used to having an identity which is not connected with this world, with this body, with the bodily relations, and having a being, state of being where all relations are with one. And so Shiv Baba is this one soul who can give me the love of all relationships. He is the saccharin, the sweetness of all relations. So for a few minutes, let's just think of Baba as the ocean of love and allow his energy of love to wash over me. So we've practiced a few drills today. Lady Janki used to say that she had a different experience of yoga when sitting on her own compared to sitting in the gathering. And so suddenly sitting with all of you who are here with me live, I could feel a different energy from Baba as well. There's a benefit to both types of yoga. Sometimes it's nice to be on our own. Sometimes it's nice to be in a gathering. So certainly I benefited by being in the gathering. And I will continue this practice during this weekend on my own. And I would suggest to all of you as well, taking out some time, maybe in the evening, maybe sometime tomorrow, and practice these drills again. And in between as well, even a few minutes here and there. Because if we just pick a few things and then keep on practicing, keep on repeating, it becomes more and more familiar, we can become better at it. So I hope you enjoyed those practices. And I wonder if any of you who are here with me live would like to share any experiences.
Shanti, my family. I thank Baba and I thank the drama. I feel a lot of gratitude for what Baba has created in this confluence age. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Shanti, everyone. Shanti, brother.
Shanti.
It really is, it does make a difference when there are few of us gathered, whether it's online, whether it's physically. I've always felt that. And today, each time that I was able to have full concentration, even for a few seconds, when it became just soul, and even more so with Bob Dada, there was like a surge of energy that went through the body up to the toes. Well, I have not often felt that, but I felt that today. So I am grateful for this meditation practice today. It really reinforces, and it also helps a lot in because I found within recently, this last week, I have not been able to concentrate as I should. There have been a whole lot in my mind. So I am grateful to become again a little bit more centered. Shanti.
Shanti, that's great.
Shanti, I just want to endorse what Sister Abika just said. You during the meditation process, especially where Bab Dada was giving drishti, you felt that energy, that electrical energy down from the top of your head to the end of your toes. And that felt really, really good. And it lasted for a little while. So this meditation means a lot to me. And I'm very thankful. I know I'll be practicing it. Shanti.
Yes, I felt that bit as well very powerfully. And Bab Dada says in the Muralis that if two Brahmins gather together, he becomes present. And so it's something that I think we all gathered with one aim, with one motivation. So Baba is going to help us. He's going to motivate us.
There is a saying in Islam, Yadullahi fawqa aydihim, the hand of God is over their hands. So whenever there is one hand, two hands, there's the hand of Shiva Baba.
Totally.
Shanti.
Shanti. Would anyone else like to share anything? So thank you all for joining me live. I took a lot of benefit. And don't get discouraged if you find that some days your concentration is better, other days it's not so good. Because this is about persistence and perseverance. And what Baba says is one day you will overcome these things. So if you don't practice, of course it will never happen. But if you're practicing, eventually your practice will become something which is powerful and it will begin to work more and more. And rather than forcing, it's more about giving the mind something productive, like to do. And so it's like a activity that the mind will enjoy doing. Otherwise, the mind will just follow old sanskars because that's what it's been doing. So the default of the mind is just to follow these old sanskars. So what we want to do is to change that sort of practice like that. Okay, everyone. So we'll say Om Shanti for now. Carry on your global bhakti for this weekend. And we'll meet again soon.
Shanti, thank you, brother. Have a good week.
Have a good week. Om Shanti.